I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing another Total War Warhammer 2 Battle Replay. And as you can see, I have a very sensible build, which I will talk about now. So I'm the High Elves, obviously, with my Phoenixes, and I brought 3 Flamespire Phoenixes, which is probably a bit much. But I'm against the Skaven, and all those bombard moves are going to be great for chewing up all those infantry, right? And, you know, some armor piercing and stuff, so they can collapse on a Lord. You know, I reckon, yeah, it'll be fine. So that's what I figure. And also, so my front line obviously had to be cheap. I couldn't bring like Swordmaster Hoeth because then I'd have nothing left. So, because you know those lot, they're like what? I've spent like 5 grand there or something. So 4 grand, 4 grand, 4,150, something like that. Anyway, so I just brought Spearmen as my front line, but against mostly like, you know, clan rats and stuff, they should perform okay. They'll at least, you know, slow them down. And they got the anti-large, so, you know, rat ogres and stuff, I can do some damage, and, you know, the archers should be able to finish off anything that's scary. So yeah, just simple archers, you know, no Loathe and Sea Guard defending the edges or anything. Nope, I had to go cheap. Mainly because I needed to make sure that this would hold, so I brought some, well, very sturdy heroes. So I brought Tyrion because he's an absolute nightmare. He won't die, he just refuses. The guy is an absolute monster. So, I mean, I think he would lose against Queek one-on-one in a duel, mainly because, like, trophy heads would just nerf the hell out of him. But he's just fantastic, and that breath ability that he's got, he can get so many kills. Probably less utility than Techless, but he can get as many kills as Techless. You know, just with those bound spells, if you pick your moments correctly. So, so yeah, I went with someone who wouldn't go down, because obviously this is probably going to get overwhelmed. So I also went for a Noble, because frankly I wanted some anti-large in here as well, in case he had like a Hell Pit Abomination, or, you know, something scary like that. He could also help out against Rat Ogres, you know, the front line, and Lords, you know, Plague Priests on Plague Furnaces and all the rest of it. So useful to have some anti-large here, you know, that's good. Sorry, Spearman. Also, Lawmaster Hoeth, so I can heal people up. I've also got Malcolm's Mystifying Miasma for slowing units down, doing some, you know, damage to larger units, you know, larger unit model units, you know, big units. Anyway, so, yeah, you know, healing up. Spirit Leech, really good for helping, you know, take down single targets. So, you know, I've got a lot of utility just out of these 3 units, to be honest. Obviously, this cost me like 5 grand, but still, it's going to keep everything holding. I wasn't going to just have expensive units and then just have one Lord. I wanted to make sure I had utility here. Because the Skaven, they tend to do a lot of toing and froing, so I just wanted something that would be reliable, and that couldn't get cheesed by artillery, basically. Because if I brought a couple of Phoenix Guard, they'd just get killed by artillery before they reached anywhere, and the rest would get overwhelmed. It just wouldn't work. So cheap. Went with cheap stuff and reliable stuff that was smaller targets. So anyway, straight away, with my Phoenixes, I basically go for these Night Runners with slings, because they've got slings, so they have to face to fire, so they're great for chasing down with flying units. Now, the bulk of his army, though, so he's got Clan Rats in the front. These guys will do well against Spearmen, honestly, they're not the worst units. They are pretty good. They're pretty reliable against crap, you know, like cheap enemy units, but against anything elite they won't do a thing, they'll barely make a dent. But against, you know, cheap and cheerful, you know, frontline infantry, they'll actually do really well. They're pretty good value, provided you throw them at crap things. Also, he does have Storm Vermin, Sword and Shield, so these will be the more reliable ones that he'll be, well, relying on, I suppose, to, you know, get things done. Also, he's got Storm Vermin with Halberds here, defending his massive artillery. So here he's got the Warp Lightning Cannon already moving to try and shoot my Phoenixes, and he's got 2 Plague Claw Catapults, and that's exactly why I went with cheap infantry. It's just, yeah, I had to go cheap infantry because of this nonsense. I mean, I do the same with Skaven, so everyone does, you know, that's why Skaven are great. But still, he's also got 2 units of Rat Ogres, so these guys need to watch out for. And he's also got a Warlord on Big Rat Ogre. What? Always forget what they're called, but anyway, big, very scary Rat Ogre with a Warlord on it. And last but not least, he's got an Assassin over here, and Skaven, okay, so yes, least. Skaven Slave Slingers as well. I mean, they're only 200 a pop, so they're pretty useful, to be honest. So, let's get into it. So, these guys over here, yeah, I harassed them a bit, but frankly, they're so spread out, so as long as they keep running, I can't really hit them. So, with the Warp Lightning Cannon facing this way, I want to get out of there. So, I'm going to move out of the way. Just making sure he's wasted his time, basically. Ooh, is he going to hit anything? Nope. Nice. So, I'm just going to move in, basically. I'm just going to have to move in. I'm going to get hit by the catapults, but I need to get my archers on their catapults before I let them come at me. Because if he manages to get his units in my way, then I'm not going to be in range of his artillery. But as long as I rush forwards, I can get these archers to basically take out the warp lightning cannon. And then my phoenixes will have free reign of the battlefield, which will definitely come in handy, because that's most of my army. So, yeah, I think that's probably wise, right? So here, obviously he's doing a lot of damage here. Yeah. I mean, he's barely hitting me, but just so many chunks of health coming off these guys. So now I'm actually kind of queuing up here slightly. Oof, that was a close one. The flame spire phoenixes are actually fairly small targets for large units, if you know what I mean. So here I'm going to do a little bombing run. I want to get some damage on these storm vermin nice and early. So pretty good chunk of health actually gone there. I'm also going to try and hit the artillery a little bit, but frankly it's my archers doing all the damage. This didn't really work. I was kind of hoping it would take out some of the artillery pieces, but it doesn't really seem to be. The archers seem to be doing that too. So yeah, so I'm going to try and take out the artillery with the archers basically, until he moves his rat ogres, because they're great targets for you know, archers. So when he moves his rat ogres, that's when I need to start hitting them. So pretty scary. So yeah, you can see that warp lightning cannon is dealt with, and he's now shattered, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. But unfortunately, the plague claw catapult's still doing horrible, horrible things to me. So in the front line, obviously, these are just clan rats in the middle, but the spearmen over here, they're fighting clan rats, and now storm vermin. Same ones for these. Ooh, I think I would have tried to wrap around slightly, to be honest. So they move the rat ogres on either side. The ones on this side, I'm shooting at with archers, and I got the 2 phoenixes bothering them. I wanted to just dumpster one, so I could go for the next one, in full force, frankly. So yeah, things are a little bit scary right now, but the front line has broken here. These clan rats are gone. These ones are, well, they're pretty soon to follow, I think. So nice bombing run on these guys as well. So probably a little bit too many bombs on that one, to be honest. So yeah, bombing run on these two. Had I run out of bombs? Did I forget? I have no idea. Either way, I'm attacking these guys now, so I'm getting some terror on the clan rats. So now I can focus on the storm vermin. I've freed up these spearmen, so I'm going to move these guys out and around. And yeah, I'm going to try... Actually, no, I move these guys straight in. That's what I do. It's the next group of spearmen that I move around once these guys are dealt with. Anyway, so I'm skipping ahead. So great flame attack, and look at that. Now it looks like the spearmen are actually winning against these units, which is clearly not true. So here, these rat ogres did get in, but they've taken a heck of a lot of damage because they were stood there for a while. So here, I come in with the spearmen, which this is weirdly beneficial to me, because it's stopping his plague claw catapults from being able to do much. And also, now that these storm vermin come in, there's a load of catapults in the way, so there's going to be fewer models attacking each other, which means these spearmen are going to last in this fight for much longer than they would do. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately, they're still shooting at me, so the spearmen aren't doing any work at all. But anyway, so where did the other phoenix go? So the other phoenix actually ran off to chase these rat ogres again, and then came back. And yeah, those ones have been scared away, so that's great. I will get these archers back, which is fantastic. But you can see the slingers shooting into my spearmen, but frankly, these guys have got like no armor piercing. So even the little armor of the spearmen is going to keep them alive for quite some time. So over here, this is a weird one. So yeah, this is the most bouncy man in the world. You can't stop him. And look, he just charges right through. Somehow my noble is inside the artillery now, which is unusual to say the least. Oh no, he's been plopped out now. Okay. Very strange. But anyway, so I go with all my phoenixes onto the Warlord, and he ends up just bounding back into all of his storm vermin. I don't think he even did that intentionally. You know, it would have been clever to, but I don't think he meant to do that. I think that's just his crazy attack animation, send him all over the place. So over here, more bloody fire from the catapults. These rat ogres are back again, so I'm shooting at them again. But these storm vermin have managed to win this fight eventually. They've still got 84 models, which is crazy. So here, you know, I've got anti-large and noble fighting the Warlord, which is pretty good, but they've got a load of anti-large my phoenixes, and they're quite squishy. Poor phoenixes. So I get one out here to come and help in this fight, because as you can see, all my stuff is broken. I still have, you know, Tyrion the Lawmaster that are fine. Oh no, I send them for the rat ogres. I think I double it back here. Anyway, I mean, the Lawmaster and Tyrion are completely fine. They're barely going to get dented. They can fight these guys all day. But unfortunately, look at this! My Phoenix is getting really hurt, and they still have a lot of halberds. They're pretty damaged, but they've still got a lot of halberds. And this Warlord is fine. And why is this happening? Can someone please explain why this is going on? He's got full health and he's running away. Artillery, faster, stronger enemies nearby, and odd. Very strange. It's odd he ran away. But anyway, look at that! He's a belly flop! That's hilarious. Anyway, so one Phoenix I got out of there, the other one ran away, which is kind of sad. But, you know, I do have a completely healthy noble that can come back to the fight soon. So, I guess that fight worked out okay. Still, strange. So, got some spearmen coming back. There's still an assassin over there. I'm pretty sure he tried to fight Tyrion, which was obviously a mistake. Woo! Look at that. So, yeah, he does come back, but then he gets scared off again and goes. But he will come back again. So, over on this side, okay, my archer's back again. So, about to get them shooting into the artillery again, which I really need to deal with, honestly. So he's starting to bunch up now, using sort of the artillery as cover and trying to get his, you know, storm vermin and clan rats together. Actually, these are just clan rats over here. Wow, okay. It seems like I really messed up his storm vermin. That's the thing, Storming got better leadership. So don't do the usual Skaven thing of running away and then still having most of the unit intact when they come back. Which, you know, there's pros and cons with that, obviously. But it means when they do finally run away, they're, you know, really knackered. Which, I guess is one good thing. So, here, more belly flopping by the Warlord. See what I mean? He just flies all over the place. It's crazy. So, I've got Tyrion and the Noble and the Lawmaster all in here. I just charge them in on their own. They can handle it, frankly. And, you know, I've got the Phoenixes for backup. It's all gravy. So, here, you know, I'm diving on their artillery, trying to stop them. You know, some slingers over here still being a nuisance, but they're not going to stick around if I, you know, destroy the rest of his army. They're slingers, for God's sake. They're Skaven slave slingers. You know, if no one's telling them they have to go and die, then they're not going to. So, yeah, here you can see a load of Night Runners are stuck in here, which is great. A lot of guys focusing on his Warlord now, and they don't have a lot of health, honestly. They are quite squishy, the Warlords. And, yeah, here comes the Spirit Leech. Upgraded. So, yeah, that's enough to shatter him. And honestly, with him shattering and 3 units running around causing terror, and the fact that they're just slaves, so of course they're going to run away, everything ran away. Which, I guess is, you know, kind of normal. But as you can see, Tyrion did everything right. He just killed all the things. 192 kills. I only ever used his breath attacks on storm vermin. So, you know, obviously there are clan rats mixed in there, but still, that is a huge amount of kills. This guy is just a tank, and he barely took any damage, and I still had loads of Winds of Magic back to heal him with Earth Blood if I wanted to. So, it's a little bit ridiculous. This guy is such a boss. And yeah, without like dedicated duelists, I think the Skaven are lacking there. Yeah, you gotta have Queek, or you gotta have like enough spells to be able to just, you know, bog down enemies, and you know, keep dropping spells on them. Things like Liber Bubonicus can just shred the health of heroes. So there's a lot of good tools like that. But I'm not sure this army really had it. This army was really prepared for taking out sort of, well, to an extent cavalry, but mainly it was just prepared for taking out huge amounts of, like, you know, Phoenix Guard and Swordmasters. But I didn't have any of that. So, you know, yeah, I mean, my front line got decimated, but frankly, I didn't need them. They were just, you know, busying people. I mean, well, the Rat Ogres got pretty trashed, but then, frankly, 3 units of Phoenixes completely demolished one of them. So that's probably more reliable for taking out Rat Ogres. It's certainly quicker. So yeah, it worked out pretty well, I think. Not a lot of kills for the Phoenixes, but I don't think it counts kills caused by the Bombard ability. Because I'm pretty sure they got more kills than this. Because, I mean, looking at their losses, like 720. So that's 200. So yeah, about 300 with those guys. And then there's another 400 left. And that doesn't look like 400 to me. So that's a bit weird, right? Some of it might have been friendly fire from the catapults, but it couldn't be that much. So yeah, I just don't think they track kills that these guys get with the Bombard abilities. Which is a shame, because it would be nice to see how well they did. You know, get a really good idea if this build is actually, you know, okay. Because, I mean, it's clearly mental. It's clearly complete nonsense, but it sort of makes sense, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I'd love to hear your views on it, to be honest, because this is a little bit kooky. And, yes, kooky is a great word. But yeah, here you can see, you know, Plague Court catapults, load of kills. Warp Lightning Cannon, though, focused down with archers, because he couldn't put enough space between me and his artillery. So that's a shame. If he'd sent his... Cause that's the thing, you can't actually turtle with the Skaven. The artillery do best when you charge in with everything, because chances are you're going to outnumber the enemy. So there aren't going to be any spare units for them to send after your artillery. And that's when your artillery will do the best. So it seems odd, but if you want your artillery to work well, throw all your infantry at the enemy. Don't try and turtle. It doesn't work. Because, yeah, you will just have your artillery destroyed by archers, which you don't really want to happen. So, yeah, this is a fun one. So, thanks for that, Tony. It was a really fun match. I'm sorry to throw, you know, stupid amount of cheese at you, but, you know, you've got to try these things out. So, guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys.